Welcome to Wizards Outlook, joined by Raymond Lyons, Cardell Dudley Jr., I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr., and the Wizards fell to the Celtics on the road in Boston tonight, 112-94. We saw Boston's two stars get hot to start this game. The Celtics got rolling. The Wizards cut it down to, I think, as little as 9 at one point, but that whole failure to generate stops catches up to you. Cardell, we'll start with you and then Ray. Just your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, man. Like you said, man, they couldn't stop anybody. It started with the threes. They wasn't taking away airspace, and then for the majority of the game, they couldn't keep the Celtics out the paint, man. And anybody will tell you, man, once an offensive player gets in the paint, especially if they're attacking constantly, especially when you have great players like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, even Marcus Smart is capable of lighting you up. It's just bad, man. It's bad. Like no resistance at all. And once they got in the paint, if they didn't finish or get to the free throw line, they was kicking it out for threes. And I don't know if people noticed, but the Celtics were very close to breaking the single game record for their team for 3-pointers made in a single game, man. The record is 24. They made 21. So if they really wanted that record, it would have happened. The way they were shooting the ball. They shot 44% from three. It's just hard to beat any team when you allow them to shoot like that, man. That's just, come on, man. 21, 47. That's like 60-some points, man. Like it's just from 3-pointers, and then they 19 to 20 from the line. Then they were 45% from the field. They got whatever they wanted offensively, man. And then what made it worse is they locked up the Wizards. The Wizards couldn't generate any off. They had 15 points in the first quarter, 21% from deep. They got to the free throw line, but they only shot 68%. Obviously, the sits down if you're not making shots. And the only bright spot for the Wizards, they didn't turn the ball over. Thank God, because if they did, Lord Jesus, woof. It oh, look, man, they got a lot of work to do. I mean, I can't believe like one player go down and it just go to hell. Literally, one player goes down and it just goes to hell, dog. And I'm like, Delon Wright, man, your agent need to get you some money, dog. Like, really, he need to be up there negotiating. Like, yeah, you see what happened when he ain't on the floor. It's unacceptable, man. And it's unacceptable. Look, we just gotta be real, man. We all mess with Bill, but come on, dog, you the leader. You the leader. Look, when you sign those big contracts, a lot come with that. It's a lot come with that. It's no more excuses. No one wants to hear it, man. You can't be damn near 0-4 in 37 minutes, dog. 4 for 16. Because your teammates fought and got the lead down to 9. If you wake up and do what you're supposed to do, it's a game. And you possibly can come back and steal this. He never woke up. Thank God for Rui in the first half, Gill in the first half. Goodwin came in, gave him good minutes, scrapping, scoring, deflections, knocking the ball loose, rebounds, being efficient, man. Porzingis doing what he can inside, dealing with Al Horford and whatnot, and all those guards digging down, man. But they ain't give much help, man. Outside those three, it wasn't really much help. I mean, damn, Taj Gibson got in the last 5 minutes and had better offensive night than most of the team. And you can't say it's just one of those nights, man, because you literally coming off a game with the Pacers. They handed it to you on Friday. And, you had a day off. You thinking you coming in. Obviously you understand the team. This is the team that came out the East last year. You're going to be motivated. We know about the dynamic between Bill and Tatum. Yet and still, they come out flat like this. And then you got Embiid, Harden, Maxey, and the guys coming to town tomorrow. It just something got to give, man. They got to show some pride on the defense, man, because it's just too much of what's disheartening is, man, guys were getting in the paint and the Wizards didn't even force them to counter off the bounce, like, make them work where they had to really earn their right to get in the paint. It was just one dribble move, I'm in the paint. Taking the contact, I'm either getting fouled or I'm finishing. Or if your teammates come to help, let me kick it out. And then no one's even rotating over to contest their 3-point shooters. So they're basically getting shoot around jumpers from deep. If you keep allowing teams to have those type of looks, man, it's going to be a very, very long season. Very long season. It ain't much really else to add, man. I said all I had to say.
Right? Have anything to add on to that?
Yeah, not too much, man. It was a stinker. Like they showed no fight. Minus a couple guys. Like Cardell pointed out, Anthony Gill came in, and tried to give him a spark. Rui, Goodwin as well, but if those are the names that's playing the best on the team, then you're gonna have a game like this. Like where's Bill? Porzingis had a decent night as well. Kuzma could have been better, but overall defensively, it's not too many people that that was worth their weight tonight, man. And that's been the issue with this team. Like it, they don't have games where they just make a couple mistakes. If they not on it defensively, they all the way off, and it's just too much to overcome, especially when Bill.
I think we lost Ray for a second.
Okay.
But I think we all understood what he was saying as well as what you were saying. Yeah, and I think you said during the watch party, these are the things that are on the table for Brad right now, and it's fair game as well. It comes with it. Like it's fair game. It comes with it. There's other guys around the league. Yeah.
250, you get the 9, but 250, nah, bro. Nah. 35-5. We need 35-5 defense, all that. We should not have to point to you. What were we saying the first 3 games of the season about Brad?
Oh, I'll jump out there. Flawless. There was nothing to say. Worth every penny. However, we're here now. And just as we were able to shower praise that it was deserved for his play, yeah, man, there's not going to be a shield coming from anywhere over here for it.
Nah, man, when you sign that contract, a lot comes with that. And you got to accept all of that, the good and the bad, or don't sign it. And now and Ted said as much. You got your money. We need some wins. Now you back to 500, and y'all were just 3-1 like 3 days ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just life comes at you fast, man. But we said this at the beginning, from the very moment the season began, the first day of training camp. We're looking to see if they play defense consistently. You can't have these ups where they're competing defensively like the first 3 games and having a chance to have winnable games and then just fall off a cliff like they have the last 2 games. It's just unacceptable. This is NBA talent. This NBA team. No, man. It's like no one can get stopped. This DeLon Wright gets hurt, pull a hamstring, and it's like, the hell with it. And also teams are rounding into shape. Scouting reports is catching up to guys and stuff like that. They know all we got to do is attack. And it's a common thing. The Pacers did the same thing. You think, all right, maybe this outlier. Maybe it's just them. But then the Celtics come back and do the same thing. We already know it's hell to stop Tatum and Brown. But, dog, control Lou Cornett. Control Hauser. Malcolm Brogdon, cool. He can get his. Marcus Smart picks his spots and stuff like that. But, dog, don't be letting everybody, like, anybody with the rock, go ahead, dog. Your turn. That's how it looked. So at some point, it has to be about pride. Getting low, moving your feet, and getting a stop like ain't nothing over here. Pass that ball over there, dog. And even if you do pass it over there and they get past my teammate, I'm going to help my teammate out so it ain't nothing nowhere. It's about pride, man. And until they get that pride, because DeLon Wright not going to be back until early as December, late December, 6 to 8 week injury. So he ain't going to be back no time soon. And even then, he's going to need time to round into shape. Bro, I can't believe that dude. Like, damn, I knew it was I knew they were gonna miss him, but like to this extent,
look, nobody knew that was gonna be the understatement of the year. Like, damn, Ray, I know you got cut off before you finished. If you still wanted to finish your thoughts, or
Oh man, I'm not even sure where it cut me off at, but it was just more the same, man. They got to have some more pride and play some defense. Otherwise, lottery.
Boy, and the comment section has been on fire, so y'all already over it. I was sitting here reading while Cardell and Ray were talking earlier, and I mean, y'all ain't wasting any time. That said, player of the game as we always get to,
Celtics.
Okay. Ray, if you have otherwise, feel free to chime in. X Factor.
Shoot, I guess you got to go with Brogdon.
Whew, boy, man. Sheesh. All right, now we're gonna take a deep breath and jump into the comment section, where I'm sure everything's just a-okay in there. All right, we're gonna start. This coach is trash. What is it? There's no direction for the team. Everyone misses 3-pointers. The only one who scored a 3-pointer was benched the whole game. With this coach, maybe Victor will come.
What are you talking about? Who's the with Denny? I hope you're not talking about Denny. You saw what Tatum and Brown took turns doing to him? Let's not do this, man. Come on, you gotta be fair and objective about what's going on, man. Like, look, this wasn't the last two games ain't been the best for West, but the players ain't giving him much to work with either. You don't have to coach me to strap up and do all the little things to try to win. You know what I'm saying? So if he got to strategize for a way for you to put effort on the defensive end, they might as well just cancel this season, just forfeit. Why save everybody the trip to DC? Why even play these games? And Ted need to get a refund.
Area 11T with the me response. Is it too late to hit the big red button? Yeah, that 250 clear, buddy. We here.
It's a close question. Go ahead with it. On you.
Oh, that's all I got. 250 clear. We here. We passed that. We ran past that already. This is the NFL. That money's real. That 250 clear. The next button down the road is not even red anymore. That button's orange. Actually, it might be a black button because that's the everybody out. Start from the bottom. So whole different. It's a bigger button though. Whole different control panel. But the red button's gone. We cleared the red button. It's 250. Check's clear. We're here now. Big O said back in the same old Wizards shaking my head. One guy made us a playoff defense.
Shout out to Long White, man. Long White, dog. Man, they better, man, he need to be on the bench with just ice packs everywhere. Like, hurry up, dog. Like, hurry up, dog. Because, damn, man. Because you could have put him on one of them and it would at least stop the bleeding where, all right, let's get back in this game. And then, like I say, it's just not defense, man. He gets timely buckets as well, and he knows how to find guys in their spots where they can get going. They missed that terribly, dog.
Mm-hmm.
They missed that terribly, man.
Man, yeah, like all jokes aside, I look, Cardell, you said they were gonna miss him, but we're here. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. And again, we'll find out in the next couple of weeks.
I knew it would hurt, but not by you losing by 30 the next two games. Damn it. Nah, dog. No.
As an Israeli, I hope Danny gets traded as soon as possible before they destroy what's left of him. Poor man. All right. Super fan here. Like,
he gotta play better, dog. You can't. He just gotta play better, dog. Like, Denny has not had a good start to the season at all. And I understand, like, he got hurt. He ain't really have a training camp. So these first few games are like his training camp, in a sense, man. But yeah, he hasn't had a good start, and they're trying to give him every opportunity to work himself in the mix, man. But even when they were winning games, he wasn't really playing that well, to be honest. So I understand fans gonna like who they like, man. But we keep it real on this show. Give credit where it's due. And we speak the real when they need to be spoken when things aren't going right. And right now, he just got flat out play better, man. Seriously, And it was a shock, honestly, that he even started the season because I thought Rui had that locked up. He had an outstanding preseason. So that in itself is weird. You know what I mean? But I'm not the coach. I'm not the GM. I'm not in the front office, man. They're gonna make decisions, man. But they better figure something out quick, man. Because I'm pretty sure Wilson will talk about what's coming up. It's about to get real, and you could look up, like we said, you could 3-1. Look up a week later, like 3-7.
Look, man,
Well, not 3-7, like you know what I'm saying, like 3-4, 3-5. But you're around 500 or below 500, struggling.
You said this, so they're 3-3 right now. Is it right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got this is. I'm just doing 2 weeks. I'm not even going more than 2 weeks. Philly tomorrow. All right. Philly again on Wednesday. You got Brooklyn on Friday. As much crap as they got going on, regardless, you got Brooklyn on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying that. You got them Grizzlies in their house on the 6th to Sunday. All right. You got the Hornets on Monday. The Hornets, by the way, don't know if people have been paying attention to them. They missing some players. They're not in the tank record-wise. They are still here. They just beat the Warriors last night. Luke is in the building on the 10th.
Larry Legend Jr., no good.
You got the Jazz, who have not heard Danny Ainge's memo about Victor Wembanyama at all yet. And then they close out that week with John and company coming to DC on November 13th.
Ooh.
That's just the 2 weeks, and I'm gonna leave that right there.
That's a give
3-3
back.
right now.
Ooh.
Just
that's a give back, man. Trust me. So
it's just right now.
And if you play this level of defense, you play the last couple games against Luka. Oh man, that might be a
40-point triple-double.
Yeah, that might be a 50-point triple-double, dog. Oh man, they might just bring Miles out the crowd. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like seriously, just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 this game, dog. Seriously, nah, man. Something gotta change.
And again, we're talking about what DeLon maybe getting back mid-December. I didn't even get to December yet. That's just the next 2 weeks. When he gets back, it might not even matter. Furniture might be moving by mid-December. It just being completely honest, we tell the truth here. That is just one of two ways. That's one way these things could go if they don't shore up defensively. And then the other thing, like even with Denny, like you said, no training camp. I also was shocked that he got to start. And also, like that three-way thing between him, Kuz, and Rui, between the three of them, there was always going to be some fluctuation with those three. None of them could afford to play bad in terms of whichever one had a nod over the other two. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's always the option of come sit down for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just being honest, Big O said as a coach, man, like Cardell mentioned, it's been a rough 2 games, but bro, when no one's playing defense, coach you're going through guys trying to figure something out. Like,
bro, it can be said, man. It can be said. Like he's not exempt. Because some of the stuff don't, like I said, from the outside looking at, some of the stuff don't certain substitutions and stuff just don't make sense at certain times. Leaving guys on the bench when they had it going early, and then you don't see them for like a full, like, yo, get them back in there. Now they so far out of the rhythm. I think it happened one game with Rui. He had it going early, and they sat him so long. He got back and he ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like his rhythm gone. You know what I mean? Like you gotta feel that, and that's part of him growing as a coach as well. So it could be said, but is it 100% him? Hell no. Like I said, an NBA coach, a college coach, a high school coach, hell, a grassroots coach when you're a little kid, they should not have to coach effort and execution on the defensive end and stuff like that. Even if you don't know the techniques and true fundamentals on how to play defense yet, you should still be out there flying around playing with maximum effort and stuff like that. You just don't see that with them. And I'm like, hell, what energy you holding back from? Y'all not hitting shots. So you got to get it back on the other end, or this going to end bad, and that's what happened.
All right, back to Area 11T. But for real, the one thing that really irritates me is that our max player went 4 for 16, 0 for 12 at one point, and was out there laughing with his best friend while his team down 20. He's not a real leader. Again, your play leaves open
I can't even say nothing about that, dog.
Again, like there won't be a shield here. That's all I can say. Like,
Yeah.
Couldn't be. I'm gonna just say it wouldn't have been me. Couldn't be me. Like, especially if that's my man, because I know I'm gonna have to hear about this, dog. Like I'm hot, so it couldn't be me. I'm gonna leave it at that.
and
And
I feel like
that's a
go ahead,
normal
Ray.
thing, man. Like every time they play each other, it's the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
dog, do that after the game, man. Like you gonna see him. Do it after the game. Don't especially when he cooking you. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and that's the other part. It's been a one-sided conversation. So, it's been one-sided. This rotation by West. Then Cardell touched on it. Again, it isn't the sole. It's not the end all be all, man. Like folks got to play defense. Also, I'm not the only one who watches this team and feels like we're playing pickup basketball.
Yeah. Man. I can't even tell you what type of offense they running sometimes, though. It's just create whoever open for three, kick it out, not force up a tough shot inside. Like it gets rough, man. It's been rough the last couple games.
And I feel like that's something we were talking about. Like I think Ray, you mentioned it at the start of the second half when the game, it was sitting between 10 and 12 points, and they just missed opportunities and some of the I won't say decisions, but I guess decisions offensively. Like it was just bad. It was bad, like you guys said. If you let a player play for 3 minutes, 2 quarters, and another minute and a quarter less, how will he play normally? It's in normal rotations. I think we touched on that.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Then you see Taj Gibson ain't played at all this season. He subbed in the last 5 minutes. Got right to work. It's called being a professional. You're supposed to mentally be in tune and locked in. So when the coach calls your number, you are ready to get in there as a professional and do what you're supposed to do. That's why they make millions of dollars. This isn't high school. This isn't college. Even college, you don't really have that rope. But you get a little rope because you're still learning the stuff. You're still getting taught, man. You're still maturing as a young man on the women's side, young lady. But when you get to the pros and you get paid to do this, ain't nobody trying to hear that. You on the floor, be ready, dog. So, you can't. No excuses for Denny. He has to play better. And I don't want to hear that. A lot of players need to play better, but Denny needs to play better. And if his ankle's still bothering him to the point where he can't maximize his talent, he need to chill for a while till he's ready to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because the East is no joke. You can't afford to go down too many games. Then you're going to be fighting for a play-in spot, and that's just going to be roadkill. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too deep. These teams are deep, especially when you see what the Pacers continue to do what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like
today,
Detroit growing up, they're being annoying, which I figured they would. Because you can see them drafting the type of dudes they draft and they building. It's not just talent, it's dogs. So they just need to be taught. That's all. So, man, no excuses, man. Look, they've had 3, no excuses, man. It's been too many excuses. They went out and got some accomplished veterans to try to, speed this thing up. Gotta get back there, man. They got a lot of work to do. And I don't know, maybe they the new NBA, they don't really practice like that, man. And it looked like these last 2 games, they kind of just probably had getting in the gym, just getting shots, but not really practicing like they did in training camp where they came out the gate, hooping, they on the string on both ends, man. They need to do that, dog. Because they got to stay in rhythm because they're just these little shoot around stuff and they ain't gonna work.
Area 11T said, the way we playing right now, the schedule ain't no joke. And again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. To Cardell's point, talking about not being able to afford things because of the East, they start 2023. The calendar year starts with Giannis, break, Giannis. That's how you start your 23. Just let you know. Also, do you think Brad can maintain playing 35 plus minutes a game this season?
For 250, he can.
Like what?
Nope.
When did the standard change, man? Like
within the last 10 to 12, sir.
Like, come on, man. Like it's getting ridiculous at this point. Like, first guys got to preserve their energy for offense. Like, come on, dude. Like, you like Cardell keeps saying, 250 is a hefty number. So
Quarter bill, dog.
something got to come with that. And playing 35 minutes a game should be on the menu.
Did the Wizards make the playoffs last year? They had a lot of months to rest, baby.
Also, there's a way to play less than 35. Play defense. Because Jalen and Jason were chilling tonight.
Yeah. Handle business. You can chill.
Came out on a heater, handled their business, rested, and other people got to cooking. Rested some more, came back in real quick, and went back to resting. Have another comment. I'm sorry, I cannot read your name. If you could type it for me, just so we know in the future, because I hate to mention you without mentioning you. But the player of the game in Washington was good win. Got a good win in my opinion. A great defender, a very interesting player. He definitely had good contributions tonight. I know Cardell and Ray both touched on it a little bit during the watch party.
For sure, yeah, he's hungry. He won his opportunity to stick in the league and not just be in the rotation, actually, be counted on night in, night out. And he puts the work in. He puts the work in. We've seen it. He puts the work in. Like I'm telling y'all, he works. So I'm glad Wes is giving him an opportunity. And Wes needed to do this more, in my opinion. Oh, y'all ain't ready to play? Y'all really think y'all spot secure like that? Cool. Come on. Good one. Isaiah Todd, young fella, rookie, David. Come on. Hey, let's go. Like if we gonna lose, I'm gonna get these young boys some reps. Might as well get the youngest some reps, man. Let them play. Since y'all vets don't want to play and stuff like that, like, yeah, let's do it, and I'm all with that, man. But yeah, he came in and made an impact right away, scoring. We joked about it on the live stream, you can see he was trying to run the offense. He made a couple extra passes, but you could tell, like, if it come back to me, this joint going up, and it came back. And that's just a basketball mentality. Like, I'm telling you, I just subbed in. I ain't gonna come out here jacking. I'm gonna run. Oh, it's back. Oh, y'all all touched it. Like, y'all, all right, let's go to work. And it was funny, but I was reading his mind because I would have did the same thing. Oh, it's going up now. So no, I hope he continues to get minutes, man, because he works hard. He's not afraid. He made an impact. I mean, it's all positive signs. So hopefully hopefully they can find minutes for him consistently.
All right, then we get to the last couple comments. What's going on with Biggie Steve? All I can say, 7 for 32 from threes is 21%, 38 for 98 from the field, 38%, 11 and 16 from the line, along with bad lineups. No sense of urgency.
Yeah, that just means you're gonna lose. Bad. Pretty much.
I get your frustration here, but yeah, he ain't taking no pay cut. Brad needs to take a look in the mirror and ask himself, do I deserve this money and take a pay cut to make my team better? Like, it's not his responsibility to make the team better from a roster standpoint. That's somebody else's too. They offered that man $250 million. He accepted. That's on him. However, his play is fair criticism, but I can't tell anybody deserve, take a pay cut, anything like that, man. That's hard-earned money and whatnot. But again, everything else fellow fans said thus far, as far as, y'all let them know how y'all feel clearly watching it. Yeah, that's part of, as Ray and Cardell said several times. And we said this all last year leading up to before the payday. Once, you get to the other side of it, everything's your fault. That's part of
Oh, yeah.
That's part of being on that side of it. Like,
you gotta be professional and sit there and take it. Just like if y'all were undefeated in the praise, you be right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta take all that, dog. Don't be ducking out the pressers and stuff, mad and stuff like that. What you mad at us for? We just talking about what we seeing. Like, it is what it is, man. Shoot, take that anger out on the opponent. You know what I'm saying? So nah, and he don't deserve. Look, man, you got a short shelf life as an athlete. You shouldn't look. If they pay you, you need to take all that, Bird, because it's no guarantee you're gonna get that back. And it's not like Brad just some bum that just walked in off the street and just, you know what I'm saying, just had one good season, they just threw a bag at him. No, he's been loyal, he's put in work, he's been an all-star, 30-point per game scorer. He earned his money, man. But now it's time to take things to another level. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a all-star guy. They need him to be a perennial all-NBA guy, because those are the guys that had their team competing for championship. And that's the other level. Tatum took that leap last year. You know what I'm saying? And you can see he's still continuing on that level. So that's the level Bill it is what it is. Like it's just no one cares no more. You know, like seriously. No, I don't. You got 2 broke legs. They can be like, hey, dog, find a doctor that can fix them legs. Yo, you got the money. That's what people gonna say. No one. Hey, get on the wheelchair, roll out there, work on your jump in the wheelchair, figure it out, bro. Like no one wants to hear that. Is this is a basketball town. This is DMV is a basketball area. You either getting it done or you're not. Simple as that.
Say we need some more Dirks in the league. Pay cut to
Finding
make
that.
that team better on the chip. That was different times, man. And I love Dirk to death. I don't know if he's turning down 250 M's right now.
There's no player in the league that will turn down 250.
Yeah, like that was.
Nor should they.
Man, they're making a tad bit more, you know. I wonder how long we'll talk about having Johnny instead of Brogdon. The thing with Brogdon, he would have had to want to come here. That's the other thing. I forgot what Brogdon said recently, but it was between Boston and somewhere else, and he chose Boston. Yeah. Like that's the thing in free agency. Like they have to want to come here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the other part of it. Like I get fans always wanting there, but like the player got to want to be there. And if they don't, you know, and honestly, like sometimes, and I feel this for fans sometimes because the way some news gets aggregated and shared, sometimes y'all feel like, you know, under the impression that folks are really interested when it's just people leveraging so they can get more from the places they want to go. And Washington, sometimes like Washington's one of those places where people get, when Washington gets thrown in, more often than not, it's to make sure that wherever they want to go, you know, sweeten that deal up just a little bit more. You know, it's just one of those things.
Bro, look, he wants to win. It's as simple as that. Like he's with the Bucks when they were building the early stages where they were coming, but then I think they traded him to Indiana or whatnot. Okay, he goes to Indiana. Indiana's at the bottom of the league the last 3 years. That's where you said if y'all was watching the game, well, we heard it from the Boston side of the broadcast where Malcolm Brogdon admitted, like, yo, my body can't take being the first and second option. That's why I keep getting injured. So I'm comfortable coming off the bench and playing like a 6-man type of role. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he's doing in Boston because he know he don't have to take that. That's Tatum. This is Tatum and Jaylen Brown's team. Then Marcus Smart and all those guys. He come in and just fit in and add to what they're doing. You feel what I'm saying? He wants to win a ring. Because think about it. The thing about how painful that was to be at the beginning stages of building that Bucks team, then you in Indiana watching them win it. And you could have easily been on that team. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens, the maturation of a lot of players in the league. You come in, you trying to establish yourself, do everything individually, man, score this, do that, get MVP, All-Stars, all that. And then you do all that, and you feel empty because it's like, damn, I ain't winning. Everybody loving LeBron, everybody loving the Warriors, everybody loving Giannis. You feel what I'm saying? They loving all these other players, man. And I'm in an All-Star game with them, but it seems like they still pushing me all the way to get to those guys. Why? They got championships. They're winners. And yeah, the winners gonna get the most shine. That's just how it always gonna be, man. So he wants to win. You know what I mean? And Malcolm Brogdon is not your typical ball player, man. He's a sharp dude, man. You know what I'm saying? With a great perspective on life, man. If y'all don't know, just study him and read up on him. He does a lot of great things around the world in the community, honestly, man. He's a sharp dude. So his thinking is different, man. You know what I mean? His whole thing is I want to be with a culture and a team that's about winning consistently. And throughout the NBA history, no other organization can match the Celtics in that area.
All right, Biggie Steve, so you right, best content on the tube. Look, we appreciate y'all. Again, we truly do after each and every game. Don't forget, away games, watch parties. Join us. If you guys follow us on Twitter, is the best way to find information out. We got a good number of you guys watching the games with us again. Just like you guys blow up this chat, come over there, do the same thing during the games. We're more than open to having some conversations. I mean, we're having a conversation about the whole game. Might as well join in. Air 11T, we definitely need a couple of these young guys to grow up fast and be dogs for this team. We want to compete, especially until DeLong gets back.
Let me ask y'all two this. Which of the youngest do y'all feel is ready now to really get in that rotation and contribute, right? Like, really?
Go ahead, Ray. My bad.
I mean, going up and down the roster is.
Do you count Danny? Because he young, but he been in like 3 or 4 years. So do you count him as young?
Nah, I mean, then he's already like he's starting. So, I mean, he definitely got to do more with his opportunity. But outside of him, I mean, Kisper's still sidelined. He showed promise last year. But then we're gonna have to wait for him to round into shape. So, and I mean, at this point, I don't think Johnny Davis is ready to really contribute. So, I mean, it's not much hope in that regard right now. To be honest, they can grow eventually, but if you ask them to step in right now and save the season, if that's what you're counting on, then go ahead and get the ping pong balls ready, because that's just not gonna happen, man. It's not realistic.
Yeah, I guess my first question would be, who do we define as the youngsters, right? Just because both Denny and Rui been here for a little while, but I guess if I'm include them in it, since Kisper is hurt, I'm gonna keep him off the table until he's healthy. Like, one, they miss him. Two, yeah, it's those two. And we know Denny's not, fully 100%, but he's out there. But right now, like, hey, look, man, you might have to until Denny gets right, flip him in Rui. Like, but like right now, Rui's been anytime he's on the floor, his presence is felt. I guess is the best way I can say it. We know for the minutes that he's on the floor, we know he's out there. Good, bad, and different. We feel that he's out there. It feels like other teams feel that he's out there. I know, like, the last couple games, commentators talk about sometimes, he doesn't pass, yada, yada. That's great. It's funny. That said, at times, he gives them something they don't have at times, where the physicality, the ability to score in the mid-range. Yeah, for me, it's just Rui at this moment. And I want to make sure that's clear. And that's not to say Denny and Kisper aren't, I would include them, but clearly Denny's not all the way right at this moment. We know he started the year behind the 8 ball, and Kisper is behind Denny at this point from a health standpoint. But yeah, for me, it's just Rui.
It's a veteran-laden team, so the vets got to step up, and that's the whole goal. That's why they traded for veterans. They're supposed to be teaching the young guys how to be, but if you're a young guy and you've seen the effort the last couple games, you're like, do I really want to follow? You know what I'm saying? It's just real. It's just, you got to look at it the way. Now the vets, this is a veteran-laden team, man. The vets got to show up and handle their business, man. That's all you can say. And the youngest will grow through that. You know what I mean? You seen it out like Golden State. They're relying on their youngest and stuff, and they're taking early L's and stuff. You know what I mean? It's the NBA, man. It's hard. It's hard to just come in and have it figured out and put wins on the board, man. Man, look, all-time great dudes don't even do that, man. It's Magic is a special case. Like, that's a special dude, but even he still had Kareem and Norm Nixon and Jamal Wilkes. He had some dogs with him. He ain't just come there by himself. It's tough, man. It's tough to win in the NBA. It's hard. They don't talk about how hard it is to win enough. The winners do. They let you know. But it seems like everybody else just take it for granted, man. So, you can't expect youngers to come in and just start leading the team to wins. They don't even know what to do. Like, the refs don't even respect them. They don't even get certain calls like that. Like, they haven't even it hasn't even been a thorough scouting report made up for them yet, because the opposing teams don't really know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Outside what they saw in college. So, it's tough, man. The vets going to have to show up and lead the way.
Last question for Biggie Steve, and last question probably overall for the night. Again, we appreciate y'all being here with us. Enjoy the questions and whatnot. Obviously, we're going to see, look forward to having you guys have the discussion tomorrow night after they take on Philly for the first time this week. Do we tank or push forward? Look, man, you wouldn't got all these vets. You push forward. Unless, again, we want, once we get close enough to look at 2023 like it's next week, and, like 10 games under, something like that, that's when I think that discussion be had. Outside of that, bro, you want to get those vets to compete this year, to be in the playoffs. I'm not saying compete to be a contender, obviously. I want to make sure that's clear. But to compete this year, in year one of Supermax. So yeah, tanking shouldn't even be mentioned unless they put themselves at that place. But right now, that shouldn't be a question. At least for me. Y'all go ahead.
Nah, for me, it's always you push forward because tanking guarantees nothing. You get tank and had the worst record in the league in the ping pong balls. You next thing you know, you're picking 15th in the lottery. You just blown. Like I did. And plus, with it, look, we may be a little bit older than some of you guys. Y'all might be the same age as us or whatnot, man. Look, the losing mentality that has surrounded this franchise, pretty much for me since birth. Nah, dog, you can't give in to anything that goes in that direction. Just accepting losing. It always has to be about trying to win this game, trying to win this game, trying to win this game. Perfect example during the COVID year when it first hit and shut down when Russell Westbrook was on the team. And we thought they was headed for the lottery. Then Russ got healthy on one leg and they made a push and made a play in. Next thing you know, they playing and then won that game, won the play in. And then they're playing against the Sixers in the playoffs. And they lost to the Sixers, man. What if they had gave up early? They wouldn't even have that run. You see what I'm saying? You just you can't do that. The Boston Celtics, the very team that they played tonight, the first half of last year, woo, it was bad. They was talking about trade Jalen around, get some assets, do this, do that. They stayed pat, then they click. Defense turn around. Next thing you know, they in the finals. And now they're one of the favorites to possibly win the championship. You can't always give in, especially this early in the season. Hell no, like for what? Like, look, every franchise would love to have Victor Wembanyama. Trust me. Like, yes, come on, youngster. But it's not realistic. And I don't think he just want to come to an organization that's just accepting the losing as well, man. It's just because it's tough to turn that thing around as Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? So, nah, man, this franchise got to always keep a winning approach to everything. You know what I'm saying? And also, you got to understand, you got Bill. You got him on the books for $250 for a few years. He's going to be 30 in June. He ain't trying to be around a rebuilding type deal. And it's not easy to move that contract if he wanted out or if you decided to move in a different direction. So you got to keep trying to add veteran pieces and develop at the same time so you can maximize his prime years and have a around the cast around so they can try to be a threat in the East. You know what I mean? And that's what they're trying to do just, quickly, so to speak. But nah, I'm not ever with tanking because, like I said, what does it guarantee? Except losing.
Nothing. Because what could possibly happen is Victor ends up on a team that continued to do right and has somebody stupid's pick, and he ends up in a winning situation. Like we've seen it. This happens in sports sometimes. While someone else planned to tank and you end up with the third pick. You end up, or if it might be a 3-player draft, you end up with pick 4.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel now? Whole year gone. And three of the teams that picked before you, 2 tried to get to the playoffs. And 1 just the ping pong ball worked in their favor versus you. Like, why leave it up to chance? Like, and again, to change the culture, man, which Lord knows that's difficult. Don't even enter that Air 11T. And this kind of goes along with this. Yeah, I'm still a believer in developing young players. But everything nowadays is about instant production. I think it's one of those things where it feels like it's instant production because people ignore it when people take the time to do it the right way. Like, we're all old enough to remember last year, people was calling Warriors all types of wild names under their mouth. Yeah.
But look through NBA history. Go all the way back to the Celtics, Ray Auerbach and those guys. They always drafted well and developed. And they just added pieces to what they were already building. Sustain the dynasty. You could do the same thing throughout all the successful franchises. Lakers stole the Celtics blueprint. Did the same thing. Now they were more heavy in as far as getting free agent, big time free agents, the Wilts, the Kareems and stuff like that, Bob McAdoo, stuff like that, Shaq later on. But they still drafted because you go get Shaq, but guess what? You trade Eddie Jones and Vlade so you can get the pick to get Kobe. And that was you still drafting well, man. You still drafting and developing well. you know, I mean, not the I mean, Eddie Jones got traded later, but you know what I mean. Like you trade to go get him, you draft him, you know what I'm saying? And you trade Eddie Jones and those guys so you can make room for Kobe to be able to flourish and be whatever it is he's going to be. You know what I mean? And I think people forget at that time in '98 they had Shaq, Kobe, Nick Van Exel, and Eddie Jones, and they moved Nick Van and Eddie Jones, so they gave up top tier all star talent for the young fella to grow. You see what I'm saying? So, and it turned out to be the right move because that's exactly what happened, man. It's just it. The Warriors, the Spurs drafted. You get look, David Robinson, all those guys get hurt. You get Tim Duncan. Then you draft Tony Parker. No one even know about him unless you're an international scout, man. This little point guard. He's gonna replace Avery Johnson. Give him time. Then you get Ginobili at the back of the second round. Now you got a dynasty, all just from drafting and development and maintaining culture. They didn't go into losing once the thing transitioned from David Robinson and Tim Duncan and those guys, old guys faded out. They were already preparing for that. They were drafting Malik Rose. They signed Steven Jackson. They were signing key young pieces to learn the culture of the Spurs and learn how to win from the veterans. So when those guys retired, went away, boom, they ready to step in and do what they need to do. Same thing happened with Tim Duncan. Those guys got older. It was Kawhi Leonard's turn. You see what I'm saying? So those are the best franchises to me. That's how they continue to develop. See what I'm saying? So I like that strategy. And the Warriors are doing it now. Steph and them are at the end of their prime as a trio. But you got the Kuminga, you got Wiseman, you got Moody, you got Poole, Wiggins still young in his prime. You got all a young core that they're gonna develop. So when Steph and them be like, peace, we keep this thing going. Thanks for teaching us, OGs. And you still won't have to deal with the Warriors. The best franchises have always stuck to that blueprint.
And again, for example, just people that it happens in front of our faces and people just ignore it or issue on it why it's happening. People is trying to go to state right now. It's an 82 game season. It's an 82 game season. But the payoff is by the end of the year.
Yeah.
You're deeper than you were last year. And that's all that matters.
And here's the flip side of that. Look at the Lakers. Gave up their entire future for Anthony Davis. They don't have any picks for the next few years, dog. They got big, heavy contracts, and they got dudes nobody want. So it's just like everybody like trade. Bro, the other teams got one them. And right now, I guarantee you that Jones Lakers voicemail. Matter of fact, block that number.
Save this, do not answer.
Not only that, look at what every one of them little kids, they was like, F this, forget this. They're all at the very least solid NBA players. All of them.
If they would have been patient, you would have Brandon Ingram. You could have still had Lonzo Ball. Could have still had Kuz because y'all drafted great. Bill Burker, the OG is scouting, been there since Elgin Baylor and Jerry West were playing. Has had a hand in all those top picks. He the one that drafted draft Kyle Kuzma a few years ago when no one in the Lakers organization heard him. He the one that discovered him. Like I seen him in the Pac-12. He's a pro, drafting. Late round pick. He ended up being a steal for those guys. All these guys you had that you could have played with LeBron and gave him a chance to grow. They're all-stars. They're right there. Kuz is knocking on the door if he could be more consistent. Ingram was already all-star. Lonzo Ball emerged. You had Josh Hart in that mix at the time. I'm just talking about the young talent they let go with. How could I forget him? Caruso. You had him.
Julius Randle was over there.
You know what I'm saying? Julius.
Didn't they draft him or no?
Kobe. He was with the Kobe.
Okay, my fault. Okay, so that was before that young group. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm saying he was more on that, but still, all those guys.
That's crazy.
Yeah, all those guys and stuff like that you could have right now, and you set for the next few years, and you still could have been good enough to compete for a championship. Because I think Anthony Davis would have still came being a clutch agent as a free agent. I still think he would have came the next year, even if you didn't get him that year. But New Orleans did what they should have did. I need all those picks. I'm gonna gut you, and look what they turned it into. They quickly, David Griffin. When I got CJ McCollum, a steady hand, a veteran, guy who can score the ball, run the team, boom. Zion got in shape. Look, dog. I mean, dog, Steven Ettenberg. They're a problem, man. They're a problem, man. So you got to do Herb Jones, all those guys, man. Look, they got a mob, and they doing it with young talent. You got to do it that way, especially if you're in a small market situation where you don't acquire the big free agents. You got to draft for them.
Man, we want to thank y'all for spending time with us tonight. Obviously, we'll see if Washington can bounce back tomorrow night. Philly, again, this is the beginning of a very, very tough 2 weeks. So we're gonna see y'all a lot. Hopefully the comment section isn't this, this isn't the theme for 2 weeks. But you guys know how it goes over here. We don't control it. You don't control it. It's up to them. So they can dig deep and, find some pride on the defensive end of the floor. Lord knows they have more than enough bodies capable of scoring offensively. Even with Bill being on one today, that thing was down to 9, within 12. It never got to 30. Defense, again, it's the theme, and we're gonna find out this next 2 weeks because you're either gonna do it or you're not. So far you're 0 for 1 because Jalen and Jason were on heaters. They start this game on a heater. We're gonna see what happens tomorrow with James and Maxie. And JoJo. And JoJo. My bad for leaving him out. That was a given. No disrespect to Porzingis. I pencil in JoJo for whatever he feels like against Washington. I'm not trying to be mean. That's just where my thought process was. I'm sorry for being rude. He does what he wants. He's on that's a separate list of Wizards people. Just it's what they feel like that night. But yeah, y'all have a good evening. We'll see y'all soon.